Hello. Sorry, we are a bit late. Hello. Yes, I hope now you can see my screen. We should be up on here now. So we'll start off. We are late. We're like 10 minutes into time. Let's see if you can at least cover everything within the next 10 to 15 minutes. So we'll start off with the very main pair here. We'll start off with Euro USD. Should be that one. We have it loaded already. So last week we actually expected a sell from a level from this point here. There was a support, price went up, came back to the same place, it went up, it came back to the same place, went up, then went below this level, came back to the same place. So this was a good sell place. We are supposed to have sold from somewhere here last week. So assuming you sold it, then we expect price to move like this. There's a trend line as support, price went up as support, it went up as support, then there's a break below, then we have a retracement back to the same trend. So this is the correct place to sell from. You may sell from this point still, then have your first take profit here, and the last one should be at 1.1217. So assuming you're on this chart at the moment, then the main thing you should be doing now, you should wait for a sell signal at this point, expect price to move down and should break below this zone before heading even lower towards the next level, 1.1217. So a move like this is likely. This is what you expect in the longest time possible. A break below, a retracement, so that we can sell it for the second time from this point. So you're on this at the moment, just wait for that sell, expect it to move down, a retracement, and then you sell it again for the second time to be the last take profit at 1.1217. So we move to the next chart, which is GBP USD here. So this one I love to look at it from the monthly point of view, because this is the beginning of the week. From the weekly point of view, sorry. So on the weekly chart, other than this trend line which I had on the daily, there's a level here which is very significant that has been broken. We have a resistance, then price went above it, came back to the same place, being held. The price could not go below, then it went up, came down, we saw this support, there's a break below, and then we had a resistance here. Then price has gone above everything which we were seeing here. This was a very good sell place, but now that the price is above it, this should be a good place to buy from. So if you're on the weekly, just expect a move higher towards this point. We have a level here, a resistance, support, price went up, a support, then there's a break below, and if you buy from this point, then you should expect price to come up to this resistance, because this is the only thing, this is the next key place I'm seeing on this chart. We only have this, and then also this one. Then there are also some temporary levels around this point. We have a level here, and then you also have the next one at the very top somewhere here. So these are minor ones. The main ones are these ones and the upper one. So assuming you buy it from this point, you should expect a move higher towards this resistance, 1.3821. So something like this is likely. a break above, a retracement, and then we proceed even higher like that. So I hope this should make some bit of sense that we are supposed to be by this side. We have a breakout candle, a break above candle, wait for a clear retracement, then a move up, a retracement. So the current candle, the one you are currently seeing from Monday, from whatever has been happening since the beginning of this week, which was just some hours ago, this could end up as a pin bar, as an inside bar, sorry. And assuming it ends up as an inside bar, that will be inside bar above a key level, which is a good indication that we are proceeding higher. So the best you should do, expect a move even higher, a retracement, and then you continue upwards towards this point here, 1.3821. According to the daily chart, let's see if there's anything. We have the same arrangement on the daily. There's this one. We had a resistance, then a resistance, then for the first time we've gone above it. So we want a clear retracement back to this level here so that you can buy it upwards like that, then you continue buying it. And should price go beyond this level, then a retracement back to the same place will mean you are buying it even higher like that. So the best you should be doing now is actually you should wait for a good buy from that point, buy the second time, and then you have the third buy here, which should take us up to 1.4326. So these are the places to buy from. We've already this week, this is what we expect: a move up, a retracement, a move up, a retracement, and then a move up, then a retracement, so that you can proceed with it even higher. So I'll add an indicator to support that upward move, which is MACD. And as we mentioned some few days ago, we have the columns of MACD, which are just this bus, this one, this one, this one. They're above 0.00. This is a sign that we are upward. And we also have the signal in moving average, this one, the one I'm currently having my mouse pointer at. This one is also above 0.0. So all these two indicate that we are possibly headed upwards, and that upward should go up to 1.4326. So on the other side, assuming maybe the price does not do as we say, then a move like this is likely, a move down, and it should retrace back to the same point so that we can sell it from that point to the lower side. Something like this is highly likely. So we are going to sell it there. If it does not proceed upwards as we have mentioned, then this should be the correct place to sell from. The same place I actually took a buy from is the same place I look for a sell from. So we move to the next pair, which is USDJPY. Is here. USDJPY. So I have it loaded ready, and I'm going to go straight to the weekly chart. We have the weekly chart. So according to this chart on the weekly, we have only two lines. I'm seeing like a bigger range where the price is likely to trade within. We have that one, and we also have this one. So on this chart, we have a resistance here. The entire place is a good resistance, and then we also have a very good support on the lower side, which is here. So what these two means is that as long as the price does not go below 108.46, we are still looking for a buy. Something like this is likely. The price may come down before it heads even higher towards 114.07, and should price go below it, maybe something like this, then we'll wait for a retracement back to the same place so that we can pick a sell from that point. And with that sell, we'll have our take profit here at the very lower side. So as you can see, this is a bit clear. We can already see from 2017 until now, only at this point price broke below it. So this was like a false break to the lower side, and we did take a buy from this point. It went up, came back to the same place, we still bought it, and we want price to either come back to the same place and bounce back up, or should break below so that we can sell it for the second time. So I will also add an indicator to support maybe if you are still going up or we are going down. I'll use MACD still. So according to MACD, we are likely to see a case where price may break below this level, retrace back so that we sell it, because we have the columns being below 00. We are going to add an indicator, another one other than MACD here. This is called average directional movement index. So it works just the same way. The only difference that if we have red dotted line above green, then that's a sell. If you have green above red, then that's a buy. So in this case, we have the red one being above green, which means the overall trend is downward. But since the main one, the main line, which is this one, is below 25, there is no active trend. So we are not going to say that this is a downtrend or an uptrend. At the moment, the best should is just to remain on the sidelines. Don't buy anything and don't sell anything. But in case we have this, in case the main line, which is thick, this one, complete line, in case it rises above 25, then expect that there's now an active trend, which means you're supposed to sell it up to 104.63. So we'll move to the next chart, which is SP 500 there. And SP 500, there's nothing, we are not going to add anything. Everything is just the same way we had them previously. The only thing we're going to do, we're going to look at it from the weekly point of view, so that at least we have a weekly view of it. Here, SP 500 here. So we load it from the weekly, and then the first thing that I'm seeing on this chart is there was a pin bar last week. We had a pin bar. This is like an inside bar, which is a pin bar. So what this means is that there are chances we could be headed upwards. This pin bar, what it means is that there are high chances we could be headed upwards towards 2797.4. So if you are here and on this chart, then have a line here, a support there, and then you should also have another line here. So we treat this as a support zone where we expect this move, the current red candle should come down to this place. It should retrace back down before it heads even higher. It should retrace back like this. So assuming you're on this chart at the moment, then the best you should do is to wait for a buy from within this zone, 2615.3 to 2593.0. So I hope they should make a little sense that we have this is a confirmation that we are upwards. This pin bar, it is inside the previous candle, and now we are seeing a move to the lower side. So what you should be doing now, wait for above at the tip of this candle, somewhere or within this zone generally. So something like this. Just a second, I have it drawn here. So assuming you're on this side at the moment, then the best you should do is just expect a move downwards towards this zone, so that you can buy it clearly from this point, and also you'll also wait and buy it at the very top somewhere here. And all the two buys, you're supposed to have your take profit at 2934.8. So I hope this should be much clearer. Let's check daily to see if there's anything. Sorry, we'll add an indicator first of all before we do anything. Indicator, that one, average directional index. So all of this is not, I'm not finding this very clearer, although it shows somehow that we are upwards. I'll add MACD instead. MACD here. MACD is showing a sell. So because like we are having price action giving us something else, a buy, but the indicator is giving us a sell. So these are two different things. The main thing is to remain flat. Don't do anything. Just wait for either both of them to support each other. Like we want MACD to go above 00, the columns of MACD to close above 00, and we also have to see a clear buy from around this place here, where I'm having my mouse pointer at. So you're on this side at the moment, and just expect price to move up, retrace back to the same place. You pick a buy from that point up, and then back to the same place, so that buy. So based on price action only, whatever price is doing, this is a good buy position, buy place. according to the indicator, we're seeing a sell, but there are high chances we are actually at the doubles, because from the past you can see we have there's this active trend, then there's a correction. We have an active trend, there's a correction, an active trend, a correction, then an active trend, and then there's a correction. So from my experience, this one could just be a false break to the lower side. We don't consider it as a change in trend. It could just be a false break to the lower side, which means you're supposed to buy the next one. So that should be a bit clear now, that whatever happened here was just a false break, and therefore it does not indicate that the trend has changed to the lower side. So you should wait for a clear retracement, pick a buy as I've mentioned, expect it to move up, retrace back, so that you buy it for the second time towards 2934.8. So we move to the next chart, which is Brent oil here. And with Brent oil, I still have my lines the same way I had them last week. I actually had a channel here. Looks like a channel, but not a very good channel. So I did because it looked like a channel, but it's definitely not a good one. There's a support. Price went up, a support. It went up, a support. It went up. Then for the second time, it is being used as a support. So if you're on this chart at the moment, then this should be the correct place to buy from. This should be the correct place to buy from, because it has been used. We used it as a buy previously, a second buy, a second buy, a second buy, a third buy, and then this is the fourth one. The fourth time is approaching the same line. So if you should see a good buy signal from this point, then pick that buy. Like, you should buy it from that point, expect a move like this, expect it to move higher from this one. So the reason I'm saying this is a buy, because from the weekly, just a second, from the weekly this is a sell, so we don't want to confuse it with a buy. From the weekly point of view, this is a sell. And if weekly is a sell, somebody's asking me why I'm saying this is a sell. Let me show you why I'm insisting this is a sell. So according to the weekly, we have a level here. We actually have a level at this point. Just a second. We have a support at this point. This is a very good support zone. We have a support here. Price went up, it came down, the same support, then it went up, it came down, broke below the start support, then now we are seeing a resistance. It went down, came back to the same resistance. So according to the weekly chart, actually we are seeing a possible scenario. This thing could head downwards like this. So on the weekly, because weekly is much stronger than the 4-hour chart, this is a very good place to buy from. So just disregard whatever I've said on this. It looks like a very good buy, but instead of buying it, wait for a break below it, then a retracement somehow like that, so that you can pick a point from this point to the lower side. A sell, sorry. So you're on this chart at the moment. Disregard whatever I've said. I mentioned this as a very good buy, but upon checking the weekly, we are seeing a possible buy on the weekly. Here, sorry, on the daily. This is not week, this is daily. So if you want to trade Brent oil, then look for a sell. Don't buy it at the moment. Just look for a sell, unless the price does something like this. Unless the price moves clearly above it and then retrace back to the same place, that's when I recommend a buy. But as it is at the moment, this is a good place to sell from. So we may buy it like this, assuming price end up breaking above this level, then a retracement back to the same place will mean we are picking a buy towards 85.89. So at the moment, disregard whatever I said on the 4-hour chart. I mentioned a buy previously, but if you check daily, we are actually in a seller stage. So you're supposed to look for that sell, and the best place to sell it from is that point. So a move down, a break even lower, a retracement, so that you sell it even further to the other side. So we want to move to the last one, which is gold here. And gold, this is what we expected to happen previously. We had a support there, price went up, a support, and we expected this move to come down to this place here so that you can buy it from this one. So as you can see, that did not happen. Instead, the price just pulled again back upwards. So this is a very clear level, and if we don't sell from this point, then we have to wait for price to either break above it clearly so that we buy it, or we are not going to do anything. So we have a support here. Just a second. I want to remove the period separators that are like blocking the chart. The whole view, you're not getting it clearly. Just a second. Then grade should be none. That's okay. Period separators. So as from this is now a bit clearer. Now I can be able to see exactly. I'm not seeing those vertical lines. We have a support, a support, a support, a support, a support. We have a break below that support. Then price went up and we took a sell from this point. We had a sell there. We also had a very good sell here. So from the past, you can see we were actually buying from the level where we are now. We bought, and we also sold from the same place. So at the moment, as long as the price does not go beyond 1310.30, this should be a good place to sell from. I hope this should make some little sense that we have a level here where we were trading. There was an active buy, there was also an active sell from the same point. So unless the price clearly breaks above this point, this should be a very good place to sell from. So something like this, assuming price goes above it, assuming something like this happens, that price eventually closes above 1310.3, then we'll wait for a retracement back to the same point so that we can buy it from the same place where I was selling from towards 1357.26. So I hope this should make some sense that on the daily chart we are actually waiting for a break above, but should price fail to break above, then this is going to be another place to sell from. So according to this indicator here, the one I'm having on my chart, ADX, we have the green one, which is this. It's above the red dotted line, and then we also have the main one being above 25. So all these indicate the possibility that the price is headed even higher. So something like this is likely a break above, a retracement, and then we take a buy from that point even higher. So that should bring us to the end of today's overview. And there's just one thing which I need to mention here. Just a second. There's something which I keep mentioning. I'll mention it also again now. It's this bonus here. We have deposit bonus 200%. So the only thing you need to do to get this bonus is you need to deposit at least 500 USD. Fund your account with at least 500 USD, and then you'll be able to be given at least 200% of it. Not at least, you'll get 200% of it. So the other thing, ensure you read this. Ensure you read all these terms and conditions. This is the most important part. This is what I'll do personally if I'm applying for this bonus. I need to check these terms and conditions very well, understand what this classic account means, understand what this one means, then you should also understand this one, and ensure only the account where you are funding is either this or this or this one. I think that's the most important thing. Then the bonus is still there up to end of next month, 28th of next month. So thank you very much. That should bring us to the end of today's overview. See you again tomorrow at the same time.